Times you didn't tip enough and ruined someone's life. Szechuan Kitchen, 2003. You were going through a breakup and just wanted to eat alone in peace. But when your server Jay's girlfriend stopped by the restaurant to drop off Jay's cell phone, which he'd forgotten at home, you were forced to remember how you too used to be loved. When it came time to pay, you were so bitter and resentful that you wrote on the tip line, "Why don't you just get your girlfriend to tip you, you smug bastard?" That night, Jay asked his girlfriend to lay off the PDA. She got offended and for a whole year refused to do that weird thing Jay liked in bed. It was your fault. Plaza Bar, 2005. When you drank yourself sloppy, vomited in the corner of your booth, and left 7 business cards instead of a tip. Joel's rough night was only just beginning. Having to clean up your mess for no tip was the last straw. After his shift, he cried in the alley behind the bar for 20 minutes, questioning every decision he'd ever made. Then a stray cat attacked him, and now Joel can't enjoy cats anymore. Joel used to love cats. Dunn Brothers Coffee, 2006. Because you didn't leave your 65-cent change as a tip, the barista Ellen found herself short on bus fare to get home. So she walked to her ex-boyfriend Jake's house, and he read her a shitty poem that he'd written after they'd broken up. They got back together, and now Ellen has to spend every Easter for the rest of her life watching The Passion of the Christ at Jake's mom's house, despite the fact that she's Jewish. Also your fault. Red Lobster, 2009. Since you thought Brian wasn't upbeat enough, you tipped only 5%. In fact, he was distracted because he was working 3 jobs to pay off his mortgage. Had you tipped Brian more, he would have been able to afford a haircut before his interview the next day for a well-paying full-time job. But Brian didn't get a haircut. It turned out that the interviewer's ex-wife had cheated on him with a guy who had long hair, and Brian didn't get the job. The bank foreclosed on his home, and now he lives with his polyamorous younger sister and her lovers. Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, 2011. Remember the time that cute server accidentally gave you lemon water instead of regular water, and you decided to knock $1 off her tip? Well, Molly could have used that dollar when her friend went into diabetic shock because of low blood sugar. Molly managed to find a vending machine, but she didn't have any bills smaller than a 20. Molly's friend was taken to the hospital, and though she made a full recovery, she was charged $2,000 for the ambulance ride. She hasn't spoken to Molly since. They had been best friends since the 4th grade. Too real? Turtle Love Cafe, 2015. It was sweet young Tommy's first day on the job, and he was trying his hardest. But even though he gave you an extra espresso shot and whipped cream, you didn't tip him. When he realized that his earnest efforts had been in vain, his cheery attitude disappeared. Tommy's boss told him to smile more, and Tommy punched him. Tommy lost his job, had to give up his HBO subscription, and became that annoying person who interrupts every Game of Thrones conversation telling everyone not to spoil it for him, even though it's been months since the show aired. He is the worst. You've been wonderful. Thank you so much.